Namaskaram, Vanakkam, happy Navratri everyone. I just wanted to do a quick update. I know I already have a video coming out each day of Navratri. This is something unrelated, but it's kind of important. I want to go back to it because this has to do with the Hinduphobic conference that took place in September that I did a couple of videos on, and I just wanted to give everyone a brief update because I know some of my viewers are not on the HAF email list, and I know some of my viewers might be outside the US, so aren't totally familiar with what the next steps are. But HAF announced yesterday that they have filed a complaint with the US Department of Education under Title IV against the University of Pennsylvania. And this is huge because HAF is bringing up a formal governmental complaint against an Ivy League school. So this is a big deal. And the reason why they can do this is because universities in the US get government money. They either get it through direct grants or they get it through the student aid that the government funds for students through the form of grants and loans that are then transferred to the school through tuition. And because US universities take public money, there's certain rules that they have to abide by, certain rules about non-discrimination that they have to be really careful that they pay attention to. And HAF, Hindu American Foundation, rightfully so, is saying that University of Pennsylvania, who was a major co-sponsor of the Dismantling Hindutva Conference, violated Title IV. Now, whether or not this will lead to any sanctions, I don't know. I'm not a law scholar, but I think more importantly than the legal ramifications of this is the fact that HAF is taking a stand and bringing this issue to light, and it's really going to force universities, if they want to argue academic freedom, which I guarantee is going to be the argument here, if they want to argue that, then they are going to have to show that they do that equally across different groups and different religions. So that's going to force a group like UPenn to hold similar conferences about Islamic terrorism or Christian fundamentalism, or the list goes on, which, by the way, they're not going to do that. But it's going to make a point publicly, and it's going to be on federal record. What the federal government does with that, whether or not there's going to be any withholding of funds, it's unlikely. The University of Pennsylvania is an Ivy League school. It's the same as Yale or Harvard or MIT, and they're kind of, in some ways, a bit above the law, but we'll see. This is big news. I'm really happy to hear that HAF is taking a proactive stance against this type of activity happening on university campuses. There's no doubt that the Dismantling Hindutva convention or conference, whatever you want to call it, created a hostile learning and work environment for Hindu Americans, American Hindus, and Indian Americans. So this is something that needs to be addressed, and I'm glad to see that it's happening. I will keep everybody updated the next I hear anything from HAF or in the general news about what happens with this. Just a forewarning, if you're not in the US, stuff like this can take years. So don't expect an update soon, but just know that there was something positive that came out of that conference, and that was bringing to light the academic biases against Hinduism and the political biases, towards a neo-Marxist ideology. So that's it. Once again, I hope you have a great Navratri, and I will see you in the video tomorrow. Hariom.